Your story isn't a side note, it is the brand. So tell it and stand out by being you.
Educate, empower, enable, impact. Thank you for tuning in to That Will Never Work, an award-winning podcast where we share inspiring information and personal experiences related to business and the entrepreneurial journey from those who are leaders in their respective field. Now, here's your host, author and business coach, Maurice.
Hey, everybody. So if you've been following me for some time, I've been talking about, looking at the man in the mirror and things like that. And so this whole section or this whole series right now of the podcast, where we're talking about understanding your story and how the value of that really helps to build your brand. And so in that, I would like for you to share parts of your story that reflects your values, your challenges, and your growth. That authenticity builds trust and distinguishes you. And if we don't share it, unfortunately, as I've been telling some other coaches, that if we don't share our story, sometimes it doesn't allow someone to connect with us emotionally. And sometimes we're unable to connect with what we're trying to do ourselves. We don't understand the why. Why are we doing this? Why are we putting ourselves out there to begin with? What is it that we really want to change in the world? What change do we want to see in the world? What change do we want to be a part of in the world? And so if those of us, if you've listened for a while, have heard me talk about the financial space, right? And, if we don't value our finances, we won't get to a point where we can turn our 9 to 5 into a distant memory because we're trying to pursue our dreams. Because in understanding the value of our financial position or situation, we take a look at the opportunities that can be missed in saving money and understanding what the value may be in reference to what I am utilizing, what I'm not utilizing. So if you've noticed over a period of time that you are no longer looking at Netflix or Hulu or Disney as often as you were in the past, it might be time to put that account on pause just for a little while to help you save a couple dollars. Now, I'm not saying delete your account because it might come a time where, hey, you know what? Let me get back because my particular show that I like to watch, the new season's coming out. So, again, sometimes those situations can become your relaxing moment. And so I don't want to say get rid of it. I don't want to put yourself in that position. Don't say Maurice told me to stop doing all this stuff. No, because Maurice finds himself going back to some of the shows, and I don't want to be hypocritical in that either. But sometimes those type of things shows how you have grown, and you're not just binge watch. I mean, you can binge watch. That's one day, maybe. Now, how many things can you can get done in that same day? Do you really have to binge watch, or is it really just on as noise? You're listening to it, but you may not be paying attention to it 100%. Because you are paying more attention to getting your work done, building your business. So it's just the ambiance, right? It's just, hey, something to make you laugh or chuckle while you're doing it. Keep the air light. Because sometimes music can do that. Um, it could throw you off, just like a TV show could throw you off. But understand that you have to value some time for yourself and to make your situation just a little lighter and bearable. Because again, the passion part can burn you out. So you still have to find something that's going to help keep you energized, right? And that stuff like that is a part of the story. Those things that helps to build that trust and helps distinguishes you from everyone else. And unfortunately, we get so caught up because a lot of times we don't want to let people in to our story. But our story has a value to it. Our story is just as important as to what we're trying to accomplish. It is probably a point of that we never understood the real connection in that, how the two go together. Maurice, why do you talk about customer service so much? Well, it was a part of me because I had done customer service for such a long time. All right, but what is the other part of that, Maurice? Like what brings you to wanting to deal with individuals and going to dealing with churches and things like that? Well, I grew up in the church. I had to speak to people all the time. I utilized my superpower to help encourage other young people to join the choir or join other youth organizations and to keep things light and airy. And in the midst of that, we're still learning. So understanding that part of my story is what helps to distinguish me from any and everyone else. Yes, there might have been other individuals that were doing similar things, but they were not me. They did not have my perspective. They didn't have my laughter or my jokes or my insight, whatever it is that made me different. And things that I valued of wanting to speak to people directly, look at them eye to eye, and share a smile or whatever it might be. See, sometimes that human touch goes a long way. We're losing some of that right now with some of this digital stuff. And I agree, we are. Sometimes we can get our information out there faster, right? But let's keep in mind that the human touch is what helps us to put this whole thing together. So, why is this important? Why is your story important? Why does it matter? Your story is one of a kind because it's you and is unique to you. People can relate to it, but it's you. So your story is one of a kind, and your audience connects with the human behind the brand. And that's what we need to understand, that we need to find that way to connect with the audience. We need to connect more with the audience. And a lot of times sharing our story will help us to do that. Whatever that part might be. And so if you value certain things, again, I really value my church background. I really value my customer service background, and understanding that those type of things have created my story, helped to create my story, help support my content, help support which way I'm coming from. So what is it that makes you different? What is it that makes you that individual that's going to keep it moving and keep it going. So, again, tell your story, tell it, and stand out from the crowd just by being you. I'll talk to you a little bit later.
Thanks for listening. Follow Maurice Chisholm on social media to stay connected and check back weekly for new episodes. Until next time, that will never work. Or will it?